My DJs in Ferraris, what is going on? Looking at crypto Twitter, everybody seems to be bearish. Everybody seems to be, capitulating. Everybody is like giving up and all whatnot on Twitter. You can see a lot of bearish sentiment and everything is just depressing, really, markets since yesterday because the market is down. So clearly, everybody's sentiment and everybody's emotion is tied to the price of Bitcoin, which is kind of laughable. However, we remain steadfast and we are here in this video to look at why we bottomed out, if we are bottoming out, and why we don't, what is going on. And we look at, according to the Bitcoin and global M2, charting the Bitcoin and global M2 supply, if we are bottoming out, and it does appear that we seem to be bottoming out very, very soon. We seem to be approaching and we are getting into that zone. And we are expecting that in the next 1 to 2 months, we should be approaching new highs and we should reverse back to the upside. This is what is happening in Bitcoin. There's so much bullish sentiment across the board, but looking at across crypto Twitter, what is going on out there? Everybody's capitulating, they are tearing out their hairs and they are depressed. But we remain steadfast. We know why we are here. We know why we know we are in the next phase of the new technology, ushering in the new financial and payment rails of the future of the world. So we know we are at the right place. So we just remain steadfast. We don't let all of this affect us. And we keep our eyes on the ball and we go back to our drawing book. If on red days like this, even if we have missed and we have lost money, it doesn't matter. We still maintain capital preservation and we go back to the chart and let's look at what we have. And you can see that the Bitcoin is been following the global M2 supply, which is the liquidity inflows of money across every country and in the globe. And we should be expecting an all-time high of 120, between 120 and 130,000 in by August, September. So in coming months, sometime, we expect a pullback, which is healthy for this market. And you can see the price has been following all predictions and all macro analysts and what they are saying. And what are we saying? And we look at the Bitcoin cycles according to Raupal and his analysts. We are the correction phase 1, where we are bottoming out, and we expect a further pull into the upside before the banana zone. So we just started this banana zone and we are yet to even see it. And this will melt faces in the banana zone in the near term future. So we are expecting and we are waiting for this. So we don't get all depressed. We don't tie our emotions to the chart, to the price of Bitcoin, but we look at what the chart is telling us. And what is the chart telling us? That around 104, between 104 and 102, there's a liquidity zone. And you can see that Stock Money Lizards on Twitter is highlighting this same thing, looking at the Fibonacci retracement around $101,000 levels. These are levels that we have indicated in our chart, and you can see I have gone back to my drawing board to prepare a new chart, looking at the volume levels on the daily chart. And what do we see on this chart? I have drawn a range between 105 and $102,000 levels. So we can see there's a big box range. I think I make a mistake on this, but it moved up a little bit. So we are looking at a box range of around $104,000 levels and 102, where there's a lot of liquidity and a lot of volume. So you can see there's a lot of volume waiting here. So what we should be expecting, we are looking at the daily candle of today, and we seem to have bottomed out. So a lot of buyers, bulls are also stepping in to buy the market, while the bears are trying to sell into the price. So we should be expecting the weekly close of today and the daily close of also today. And we also we have 3 different indicators coming on at the end of today and by tomorrow morning. The daily close of today, the weekly close, and the monthly close from yesterday. So all of this will culminate by tomorrow to give us a bullish analysis of what is going on in the chart. This will make us more informed investors and more better traders to know where the price action might be going in the near term by next week. So this is what we'll be looking at, and we should be expecting, if we don't see a bottoming, a respect of this support, we should be expecting a much more rejection and a pullback towards $100,000 or the $102,000 levels. And if that is not if this support is respected, we should be seeing a go upwards to around the $106,000 levels. So that is what we are looking at. And if we don't respect if we face resistance at the $106,000 levels, we should be seeing a pullback to the 106 to retest that support. These are positions where a lot of scalping can be made on the 4-hourly, on the 1-hourly chart. If you want to do, good luck to you. Those are points for you to consider, and those are levels for you to be able to take into this market to make money quickly. We can see another levels which we have drawn, which is at $100,000 levels, and this $100,000 level is one we should be watching out for. If we break that support, then class, we should know we should be going down to the $99,000 levels and this range box that I've drawn around $99,000 levels up onto the 98. We have another final support, which is at $88,000 levels. If we get to these levels, I'm not expecting, of course, everything doesn't go down also in a straight line. So we should be looking at that. I would be keeping all of you aware and keeping you guys up to date if we seem to be failing all these levels that I've drawn before we start to even talk about the $88,000 level. So let's leave that for now. However, right now we should expect a respect and a respect and a bounce off the support of $104,000 levels, which we seem to be struggling right now, and we seem to be playing with fire at this zone right now. So for Bitcoin, we seem to today, at the end of the daily close, is very, very important. The end of the daily, the end of the weekly, and the end of the monthly. This is very, very important, and it will tell us a lot of things happening in the chart today. By tomorrow, we should know, we should be much more informed, telling what this chart is telling us, and this should indicate us where we are going in the near term. Looking at the RSI, you can see we seem to be bottoming out around the middle range level. Right now we're at 52, but we see the middle level, which is at 50, seems to be respected. So we should be expecting a bounce off this support. That means we should be seeing further movement, but it looks like we are going sideways. It looks to be pointing sideways, so we should be expecting more consolidation in the near term on Bitcoin chart, and that is what we are seeing. We are seeing the same thing. It's also being highlighted in this tweet, and we can see a lot of bullish sentiment and bullish points and bullish indicators telling us that we should not be capitulating at this time. We see a lot of active addresses, a lot of monthly OTT bands is breaking out, a lot of massive institutional ETF inflows, which we have been indicating for weeks, a lot of strategic reserves and corporate adoption, which we have also been highlighting and pointing out, and a lot of multiple Fibonacci support levels have been intact. So all of this and a lot of macro zones are also being respected. So all of this is really, really showing us a lot of bullish indicators. Not time for us to capitulate, not time for us to give up. This is time for us to go back to our books, to look at why we are here, and remind ourselves why we have conviction in this market. Now we just jump into the Ethereum chart. What is the Ethereum chart? Start telling us Ethereum is really severely lacking compared to Bitcoin. This is worrying for us. This is worrying for Ethereum holders. This is also worrying for a lot of altcoin, and we don't know, and we should be watching what is happening. Of course, once Bitcoin pulls up, Ethereum follows. However, this cycle has been totally different because Ethereum has not given us that strength and that bullish indicator that is doing the same thing. So either one, we should be expecting Ethereum to really melt our faces once it starts to move, or Ethereum is dead and gone forever. I don't believe the last one, but I think Ethereum is just a slower mover right now, and just by the time it starts to get moving, nobody will see it coming. So that is indicating to me we should be watching what Ethereum will be doing. Ethereum has been moving sideways for about 20 days, and we have been moving between the levels of the $2,400,000 levels between $2,700,000 levels. And you can see there's a lot of volume in this area. So we seem to be respecting this volume, and we seem to be dancing and playing with this level. So we should be expecting a movement in the near term, something telling us what is going to be doing. Looking at the RSI, and what is it telling us? That we are pointing to the downside. to the middle range of about 50. So if we are moving downwards, we should be expecting a support around the $2,300 levels. So this is what we are looking at Ethereum. Ethereum is one to watch, and you can see what is going on with Ethereum. There's a lot of bullish indicators, a lot of institutional inflows into Ethereum, and they are acquiring Ethereum. This is what is making me not to really overlook Ethereum and to still respect that Ethereum has a lot going on for it. What do we see of the price control from the volume indicator? That we have a major support around $1,700 levels. So this is one to look at in the mid future for us to watch what is going on in the chart. Then, of course, we look at the fear and greed index, and what do we see? Greed is been reducing drastically because everybody is capitulating, everybody is approaching fear levels. And what do we see across the altcoins? Yesterday it was red across the board, but today we see some relief in the market, and a lot of altcoins seem to be in green today. So today is a little bit much more, giving us much more room to breathe, and much more, much more. We are back to to breathe and to enjoy some little gains from the bear and from the drop of yesterday, because a lot of altcoins were bleeding heavily. So this relief is just to a relief bounce, and just to make us know we are still here. So what do we expect? We are expecting a respect of the support zones back to Bitcoin chart. We respect of the support zones around $105,000 levels. So this is what we are looking at. This is what we are anticipating, and we remain steadfast. We remain watching the chart, and we know the reason why Bitcoin bottomed out, and where, if we are truly bottoming out, or we have more further room to drop in the market, this is what we'll be watching out. Stay tuned to me. Watch, smash the like button, subscribe, and pay attention to my videos, so that I'll make you early and make you ahead of dumb money, so you are part of the smart money, and you are making money in this lucrative and highly volatile space where the opportunities lies every day, and we spot opportunities every single day, and we take advantage of it. This is why we are here in this market, to take advantage of this, because opportunity exists in the chart as we can see it. We expect a movement either to the upside or to the downside in the near term, but we seem to be bottoming out right now. So we should expect a relief bounce to the upside of around 106 before we know before Bitcoin tells us, or the price action tells us what to do. We'll be looking at this and lots more in the next video. I'll catch you tomorrow. I see you tomorrow. Stay tuned and watch this video. 0 to Ferrari. Bye.